All right, so if you manage a VMware Horizon environment, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? That sinking feeling when you open the console and it's just a sea of red errors. You've got desktops stuck, users are calling, and you're just left thinking, where do I even start? Well, today we are pulling back the curtain on these vCenter nightmares.
So, here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at the symptoms you're probably seeing every single day. Then, we'll dig into the three main culprits: connection problems, customization errors, and those sneaky silent killers in your backend. Once we know what's wrong, I'll give you a practical, step-by-step playbook for what to do right now. And we'll wrap it all up with a really important mindset shift to keep these nightmares from coming back.
Yeah, let's just dive right in. This is the big question, isn't it? You've built this incredibly powerful VDI environment, but it feels like you're just constantly fighting fires. Your virtual desktops are failing at the absolute worst moments. Why?
And I'm willing to bet this list looks, well, painfully familiar. That dreaded agent unreachable status, new desktops that just refuse to build, and oh, those zombie VMs you can't delete no matter what you try. Look, these aren't a bunch of separate problems. They're all symptoms of a deeper issue.
Okay, so the first place we've got to look, it's the most fundamental thing, really. The communication channel between your Horizon connection server and vCenter. Because when that link breaks, everything else just falls apart.
You know, this analogy is just perfect because it nails the relationship. The connection server is the air traffic controller, right? It's barking out orders. Hey, create this desktop, power on that VM, refresh this pool. But if vCenter, the airport, isn't getting those messages, you just get chaos. No new desktops can take off, and none of our users can land where they need to be. And look, the difference is literally night and day. On the left, when things are healthy, it's all smooth sailing. Everything just works. But on the right, with a broken connection, that's when you see all those frustrating errors and junk entries clogging up your console. It is the root cause of so much pain in VDI. And you know what's the most frustrating part? It's usually not some super complex, deep in the weeds bug. We're talking about the basics. A firewall rule that's blocking a port, DNS not resolving correctly, or my favorite, an SSL certificate that expired last week. It's these simple things that can bring your entire system to a screeching halt. Sometimes it's even simpler. Horizon's own internal cache gets out of sync with what's really happening in vCenter, and it just needs a good refresh. Okay, so let's move on to the next big problem area. Because even if your connection to vCenter is perfect, your virtual machines can still get totally stuck in this weird limbo during the customization phase. So what is customization anyway? Well, think about it like this. After Horizon makes a copy of your golden image, it can't just leave it like that. It has to make it unique. It gives it a new computer name, it joins it to your domain, it gets it ready for a real person to use. This is a super critical step, and man, it is such a common place for things to go wrong. And this table just lays it all out, plain and simple. If your service account doesn't have the right permissions to join the machine to the domain, guess what? It gets stuck. If your golden image has a Windows update just sitting there waiting for a reboot, the whole process can just time out and fail. And if the Horizon agent inside your image doesn't match your server version, it literally can't phone home to say, hey, I'm done. All right, now for our third category, and honestly, these are the tricky ones. I call them the silent killers. They're the problems lurking in your backend infrastructure that you can't always see right away, like resource and database bottlenecks.
Now, this chart, this is really eye-opening. A whopping 40% of these silent problems come back to that agent unreachable status. But look at the next two slices, database limits and incorrect object paths. Together, they're another 50% of the problem. That's crazy. These aren't just weird edge cases, they are major causes of failure hiding in your environment.
Okay, I want you to remember this number, 10 gigabytes. Seriously, just 10 gigs. If you're using that default SQL Express database that comes with vCenter, that's your hard limit. It is a ticking time bomb, especially if your environment started small and just kind of grew over time. The second your database hits that 10 gig wall, vCenter basically just freezes up. And since Horizon is talking to vCenter constantly, it's one of the first things to go down. It's such an easy detail to miss, but it leads to total failure.
And this quote, man, it just says it all, doesn't it? Let's say a well-meaning admin decides to clean things up and moves a VM into a different folder in vCenter. To them, it's just organization. But to Horizon, that VM might as well have vanished into thin air. Horizon is looking for it in a very specific place. And when it's not there, that VM becomes a ghost, an orphan that Horizon can't manage anymore. All right, we've gone through all the problems, we have diagnosed the patient. Now let's talk about the cure. We're going to shift from just talking about problems to taking action with a clear set of first steps you can use immediately.
So you're staring at that console full of red errors. Your heart sinks. What do? Here's your playbook. No need to panic. Just work the problem step by step. Let's dive in.
Step 1. Check the basics. Seriously, before you do anything complicated, verify the fundamentals. Can your connection server even see vCenter? Just try a simple ping. Are the firewall ports open? Are the service account credentials still good? You would be shocked how often it's one of those. Step 2. You know it, the classic turn it off and on again. Restarting the Horizon connection server services forces that internal cache to refresh, and it can often fix the problem instantly. Step 3. Check your hosts. Is one of your ESXi hosts totally out of CPU or memory? If a host is struggling, its VMs are going to struggle too. And finally, step 4. If it's just 1 or 2 VMs giving you grief, sometimes the simplest solution is the best. Just reset or recreate it. It's often the fastest way to get your user working again.
So we've got our emergency playbook, right? But the real win, the real goal here is to stop these fires from ever starting. And that means shifting your entire mindset from being reactive to being proactive.
You see, on the left, that's what I call firefighter mode. You're just running around, restarting services, resetting machines, just trying to survive the day. But on the right, that's where we want to live. Proactive health. That means setting up monitoring for your vCenter database size. It means having a calendar reminder to renew your SSL certs before they expire. It means having a strict, standardized process for your Horizon agent versions. This is how you build an environment that doesn't break. And that really brings us to the final, most important question you have to ask yourself. It's so easy to get caught up in fixing today's error, but I want to challenge you. Step back and think. Are you just patching holes in a sinking ship, or are you actually building a vessel that's designed to withstand the storm? The answer to that question will define the future of your Horizon environment.